Hey y'all, Art Howard here, licensed professional therapist in the great state of New Jersey. And I want to give you a quick preview of this week's episode of In Between the Speaks. We're going to talk about one of the biggest communication killers in relationships, criticism. Not just arguments, not just disagreements, but that slow, steady breakdown that happens when your partner doesn't feel safe with your words anymore. But I want to start off by saying this. You are 100% allowed to complain in your relationship. I'll say it again. Nothing wrong with expressing a complaint. If something's bothering you, you have every right to say that. So let's say your husband said he was going to take out the trash, but he didn't. You have every right to go to him and be like, look, you said you were going to take out the trash and it's still sitting here. So what happened? Or, honey, I get frustrated when you don't follow through with stuff. Can we just talk about this trash issue? That's a complaint. It's about a behavior, about something that happened, or in this case, didn't happen, and how that's impacting you. But when it goes from that to, you never do anything around here, or you act like such a child, you're so irresponsible, or why are you so sloppy? That's criticism. Here's the big difference. A complaint targets the problem, whereas criticism targets the person. Once you stop addressing what happened and start attacking who they are, the conversation stops being productive. You're not problem solving anymore, you're assigning blame. And when people feel blame, defensiveness comes next. It's almost automatic. So even if what you're saying is true, they're not hearing it anymore because now their brain is in protection mode. Dr. John Gottman spent decades studying couples, and he called criticism one of the 4 horsemen of apocalypse in relationships, because when it constantly happens, it's a big sign of trouble coming. But here's the thing. Most couples don't even realize it crossed the line because we get passionate, we get emotional, we start speaking from frustration, and we don't even realize we're shifting from addressing the issue to attacking the person. So in this week's episode, we're going to dive into how to recognize criticism in your relationship, why it's so damaging, and what you can do instead. But as always, let me give you some practical tips that you could use right now, especially for those moments when you're the one being criticized. Tip number 1, you got to pause before you react. When somebody's criticizing you, your natural instinct is to defend yourself. But if you can just take a step back and say to yourself, like, look, what's the actual complaint underneath all this? You can create a space for a different kind of response, because most criticism is really a poorly worded cry for help. Tip number 2, you got to mirror the message. So instead of jumping in to try to justify or explain, just reflect back to your partner. Say something like, look, it sounds like you felt let down when I didn't do X. That simple reflection can easily calm things down. And tip number 3, ask for the request. Behind every complaint or even every criticism is usually a need. So ask, what would help you better for us to move forward? It shifts the conversation from blame to collaboration. Listen, none of us gets this perfect. We're all human. But the difference between a healthy relationship and an unhealthy one often comes down to how we speak to each other when we're upset. So if you ever wondered why your arguments keep escalating, or if you've been unheard, attacked, or shut down in your relationship, this episode is going to be for you. So check out the full one when it comes up, In Between the Speaks. It's going to be available soon. And my wife and I are going to delve 100% into this situation. But do me a favor before that. If this has helped you in a little way, share it with somebody who might need it. We all do sometimes. So thank you for listening. See you soon.